Hello, my name is Todd Perkins. I am a 7th grader at Lincoln Middle School in Cottage Grove, Oregon. This is my invasive species project. I chose to examine the non-native feral pigs that have been invading our state. Feral pigs are responsible for an estimated $800 million in annual damages to agricultural commodities nationwide and are rapidly expanding their ranges across Oregon. According to a recent risk assessment conducted by Oregon State University scientists, what is a feral pig? Well, feral pigs, also known as wild pigs, wild hogs, wild boars, or razorbacks, are rangy-looking non-native members of the domestic swine family. These omnivorous animals vary in appearance, but most have hairy coats, thick necks and shoulders, and wedge-shaped heads suitable for digging and rooting. Their moderately long tails are sparsely haired, straight and never coiled like the tail of a domestic pig. Boars have 4 continually growing tusks that can be extremely sharp that have sometimes been recorded up to 9 inches in length. Feral pigs look very similar to the domestic pig and exhibit great variation in color and size. The average wild sow weighs about 110 pounds. The average wild boar weighs 130 pounds. Usually large, trophy-sized feral pigs have been taken that reach 3 feet tall, 6 feet long, and over 500 pounds. Here's a photo of one which was much larger than average. But how did these animals get to North America in the first place? Domestic pigs were introduced from Europe to the Americas by Spanish explorers. Over time, some pigs escaped or were intentionally released into the wild. Subsequently, free-ranging feral populations established themselves on American soil. In locations where feral pigs have more recently been discovered, it is likely that these individuals are the result of unintentional escapes from domestic swine facilities, escapes or releases from game farms, or illegal stalking. Scientists estimate the nationwide population of feral pigs to be around 4 million animals. In Oregon, feral pigs are often introduced into new areas by humans who plan to return and hunt them at a later time. Scientists state the majority of feral pigs in Oregon have been kicked out of the back of a pickup truck. The manner of scatter distribution could explain the animal's recent appearance in Central Oregon, around the towns of Prineville and Madras, which are not areas traditionally thought of as habitable for the pigs. So how are these pigs affecting Oregon? These transplants are aggressive mammals posing serious ecological, economic, aesthetic, medical, and veterinary threats. They have the capability to create incredible damage across a large area. Scientists have stated, one pig in one golf course in one night can cause $50,000 to $60,000 in damages. The invasive pigs have been recorded in locations throughout southern and central Oregon, and their distribution may continue to spread as global climate change and warmer temperatures are found further and further north. They tend to be most successful in warmer, wetter areas, scientists state. It used to be a population would die off due to freezing temperatures, but we're not having winters like we used to, and we're seeing the results in their range expansion. The home territory of a feral pig covers an area about 10 square miles or less. However, if food is in short supply, the pigs may range up to 50 square miles. They nest and rest in dense vegetation and secluded thickets. Their nests and beds are small grass-lined hollows made of piles of grass and twigs. They have the unfortunate habit of trampling down and rooting up large areas of vegetation. They will scratch and dig in wet ground to form wallows. These wallows can affect ponds and wetlands by muddying the water, creating algae blooms, destroying aquatic vegetation, and lowering overall water quality. Digging and rooting activity of feral pigs near a watercourse leads to bank erosion. All of this activity can lead to decreased livestock use and poor fish production. Feral pigs have been reported in 9 Oregon counties: Coos, Curry, Josephine, Jackson, Klamath, Wasco, Jefferson, Crook, and Wheeler. According to the pest risk assessment for feral pigs in Oregon, which was conducted in accordance with USDA Forest Service guidelines, the animals, though currently is in isolated populations, could feasibly inhabit any area where food and water are easily available and the habitat provides suitable cover. In the drier areas of the state, populations could exist successfully near golf courses, irrigated fields, and pastures. Oregon populations consist of feral domestic pigs and feral pig wild boar hybrids. They will aggressively defend food sources, and because of this they pose a significant problem for deer and other wildlife. Part of the reason that feral pigs are such a risk to the state economy and environment is because of their reproductive and growth capabilities. After just 1 week of suckling, the piglets are able to follow their mother around. The young grow rapidly and are weaned in about 3 months. The offspring disperse after a year with their mother and are usually sexually mature by a year and a half. Unchecked, the pigs can spread until they've populated all the valuable areas, said a professor in OSU's Department of Fisheries and Wildlife. Right now, an invasion is occurring, but you don't know it because you can't see it. These pigs can also spread disease. Feral pigs can transmit diseases and parasites to livestock and people. Farmers are also especially worried about the potential spread of exotic diseases to their domestic livestock. Many farmers are troubled by potential crop losses. As mentioned above, feral pigs can be extremely destructive to recently planted fields and can damage pastures, facilities, and fences, resulting in serious financial losses. Oregon agriculture brings in revenues of more than $3.6 billion each year. Many of the state's crops grow in areas and mediums highly attractive to feral pigs and can be susceptible to disturbance by the invasive animals. Feral pig activity and rooting near roadways and buildings can damage structural integrity and increase maintenance costs. Each year, the United States spends less than $1 million in control costs for feral pigs. According to the risk assessment, it is likely that the current feral pig populations in Oregon could be removed with reasonable costs and efforts. However, equally probable is the possibility for the population to grow at such a rate that control methods would be too costly to attempt and would not offer long-term success. What can we do? It is recommended that anyone who sees a feral pig or sees evidence of rooting and wallowing behavior contact their local division of Fish and Wildlife immediately. Farm owners may take the following measures to protect crops from wild pig damages: installation of strong fence surrounding the agriculture field to keep the wild pigs away, installation of strong lights with infrared sensors. When wild pigs approach, strong light will be turned on automatically to scare the wild pigs away. Installation of solar-powered electric fence. When the wild pigs touch the wire, electric pulse will scare the pigs away. Although the electric pulse is safe to humans, sufficient warning signs must be posted to alert people. Also keep in mind, these wild pigs are delicious to eat, so hunting of this species can help the control of their territorial expansion. I would especially like to thank Bruce Koblenz